Hey, okay, so the question this week is tell me about your early experiences with driving, owning a car. Okay, true story. I did not get my driver's license until I was 25 years old because I never wanted to be the designated driver during my prime drinking years. Not that my prime drinking years are over yet, but you know what I mean. The early years. The wonder years, if you will. Yeah. What can I say? I'm a city kid. I never really needed my driver's license for anything. But, you know, I eventually did get it. And one of my earliest driving experiences involved going to a party outside of the city. And one of the guys who was driving like this really crazy looking VW Rabbit went off the edge of a cliff while he was coming up. Like, it was like this ravine thing, and he went crashing down. And so, like, we were all like, oh my God, freaking out, right? And the ambulance came, and they pulled him out of the ravine with, like, one of these big neck braces on, and we're all like, ah! And I had actually just arrived at the party right as the accident was happening. And because of everything that was going on and the fact that I was sober, I became one of the designated drivers, and we all did like a nice little caravan back to the city, you know, following the ambulance as our, you know, friend was in precarious condition as far as we knew, and went to the ER, and where we all sat on the lawn and smoked cigarettes and talked about, you know, how that really brought the party down, etc. And so I was driving somebody else's car, obviously, and because I was one of the few sober people. And so, you know, it was like 5 in the morning, so I decided to drive everybody home. So, like, I'm driving everybody home, and, like, one of the guys, when we went to drop him off, he said, oh, I left my bag in the trunk. And so, you know, popped the trunk and went to get the bag out, and there was a girl in the trunk. She had a pulse. She was passed out, obviously. And so, you know, we all kind of debated what to do because, you know, you open up the trunk and it's kind of like this really strange scenes at a Goodfellas, except, you know, nobody has a shovel to hit her with. So, you know, city kids. And, yeah, so we decided to drop her at her parents' house, which, you know, thank God we knew where she lived, and we rang the doorbell and, of course, ran away. Yeah, so that was like one of my earliest driving experiences, was to discover I was driving around with a body in the car. She was alive. She passed out, drank way too much. And, and the guy who was in the car accident, he was like perfectly fine. He barely had a bruise on him. It was just one of those freak accidents. He was probably drunk. Okay, yeah, that's really all I've got to say. You know, I don't own a car. I love, what if, yeah, speaking of like driving experiences, I mean, like, you know, roadkill. I've actually only killed a few things on the road. I don't know if that's normal. Let's see, I killed a gopher in Alberta last summer, and it made it across Twitter, which was phenomenal. I ran over an armadillo once in Florida, and I'm going to tell you right now, running over an armadillo is like no other squishy animal on this planet, because you kind of run it over and you kind of go ba-dum, boom, ba-dum, boom, as it like goes underneath both your wheels, because it was like running over an army helmet. But it does have blood. Lots of it. And guts. Oh my God, the guts. Anyway, and strange enough, I almost ran over an entire family of ducks last summer with my child as a witness. And somehow, miraculously, I was driving a big old SUV. And here's the only time that I can say something really incredibly positive about an SUV, is the fact that the duck family, somehow miraculously, the mother duck and all of her babies fit under the carriage of the car I was driving. And as I screamed, literally, and went over this entire family of ducks, it turns out I killed none of them. As I looked in my rearview mirror, they were all still standing in the road going, what the fuck? I don't know, like, or what the quack, whatever ducks say when they have near-death experiences. Which makes me wonder if ducks even are aware of near-death experiences. But that's another round table. Okay. Over and out. Oh, and if you don't play Gary Newman's Here in My Car, I'll be very disappointed. Thank you.